days have passed since the ending of My Hero. Well, I should say weeks because, let's be real, I had to mourn My Hero ending, but also I had to watch my fucking goat tap out on live television.
What?
It really has just been a rough week all around. It couldn't get worse, right? Right?
Why, God? Why?
I just want to start this off by saying thank you to My Hero Academia, and shout out to Hirokoshi as well, the creator of the series, and even give a shout out to Bones because they cooked with the adaptations. They just didn't do the My Villain Academia arc justice, cutting some things short and just jumping around the arc and not doing it full justice. You know, it's not like these fucking characters mattered, and it's not like they were like your in-game villains or anything or nothing, so I guess it's okay. And there was two factors in the play of why exactly that shit came out like it did. First, the evil C-word! Because it took over the world and shut down plenty of things, and like the world was coming back into its own when this season was being produced. And next was the My Hero movie, and I don't know exactly why they did that, because it's like I said, it's not like they're their in-game villains or anything, so their context and their importance and their character development doesn't really matter that much, right? Right, Bones? Right? Why did we do this? But the final season has been nothing short of amazing. Each episode makes me want to cry more and more because this series I have been watching since it came out way back in 2015. I originally only followed the anime, but after season 3 I started reading the manga, and that was big for me because back then the only manga I had ever read was Naruto. I had watched plenty of anime between Naruto and My Hero, but My Hero was the only one that called out to me to want to read it. Whether it was from the characters or the story being about superheroes, it sucked little old me in, and I was forever a fan. I read it weekly, I watched it weekly, I watched videos on it, I was fully obsessed with this series. It meant the world to me. In a world where you felt so powerless, there was a kid who was equally as powerless as you, and it never stopped him. The first couple of episodes stick with me so much because it's so simple, of just being someone who wants to be a hero so badly. He just goes out of his way to save the one person who has given him hell all his life recently. He doesn't even hesitate, he runs full speed in there hoping that whatever he does makes a difference. And we know with hindsight, this changes everything, literally the catalyst for this whole series. It allows him to get his powers for All Might to understand why he even does this shit in the first place. This was just the most perfect way to introduce Deku. This shows everything he is about, and this holds all the way until the end of the series. He holds out his hand to anybody to save anybody, no matter what is going on at all. He could be powerless or he could be the most powerful person in the world. He is going to do everything in his power to make a difference to save that one person. Even when you feel like that person is unsavable, Deku will reach his hand out and do everything in his power to help. It's such an admirable character trait. It's unrealistic, but Deku sees that good. He understands how broken and messed up they are, but if he needs to lock in and whoop some ass just to kick ass, he will. We've seen him do it so many arcs where he just says, fuck it, I tried, and starts throwing hands. The ending of My Hero has been very controversial for no reason at all, specifically when the manga ended, and not so much now, but I really enjoyed the ending of My Hero when I initially read it. I thought it was a better conclusion for Deku. It makes more sense that he was the real reason society changed in general, to become something more to really help others, that anybody could become a hero, because remember, this is the story of how he became the greatest hero. I like that he ended up corkless again, because what makes a hero isn't the power you have, but what little things you do that can make the change. What little bit of you can inspire someone else to change, to make someone be better so they can be the best person they can be. And I like that we see a kid who is exactly like Deku was. He wants to be a hero, he just needs that one person to say that he can do it. His power isn't something crazy, but it doesn't have to be, because even a kid like him can be a hero too. My Hero has always had this thing for me when I watch the show where I feel like a kid watching a superhero from afar, where it made me want to be a better person. Maybe it's because I've had so much nostalgia for this show. I mean, I've been watching it and reading it for over 10 years. That's gotta have an effect on you regardless. But it's always delivered this childish feeling for me. It made me feel like a kid, and I can appreciate that. I know a lot of people had this feeling when they watched the new Superman movie, but this is what I was feeling throughout this whole series. It always made me want to be better. Endeavor going through his arc trying to become better than his old self, trying his hardest to fix what was broken. He was never able to fully repair it because of how broken it was, but the constant attempts to try his hardest to make them believe that he was changed, that he wanted to be better for them. Obviously, it never worked, but I like the fact that he kept trying and trying. Bakugo going from a grade A asshole to someone who actually goes through a big character arc, changing into someone who sees Deku as that equal rival. It took both of them to realize that they need to take values from each other to get to the point where they both want to be. Realizing his own faults within himself, it spans 400 chapters. We see him grow and change, becoming easily the most understandable character in the show. We see him at his lowest and we get to see him at his highest. And it makes moments where he finally apologizes to Deku for his action hold so much more weight, because we saw him change before our very eyes. And it makes you want to be better. Seeing two of the most hated characters at the start of the series actively change to make things the best they could. Nothing might ever be perfect or the way they want them to turn out, but what matters is they tried their best to at least repair that bridge, even if it means they never can cross it again. There's so many characters I could talk about that changed and how much was affected because of their interactions around them. Uraraka and Toga are characters that go through a lot in a little bit of the time they do interact with each other. They have a moment that has such heavy implications on Uraraka. It changes her. She wants to extend that hand out to Toga to really understand her, which leads to their fight where she finally indulges in Toga, to meet in the middle ground where she can finally find that deeper part of her to finally understand Toga. Despite all the horrible shit Toga did, Uraraka still tries her hardest to finally hear her out, which leads to all these feelings that were pent up inside of her to finally come out, which she finally feels like a normal girl. And then they fucking kill her. Then you have Deku and Shigaraki, which was the battle that I was most hyped for after the Liberation War arc, and I think it fully delivered. Deku becoming the one person to finally put his hand out to have one last attempt at saving him. It was Deku on full display. Even after everybody saying, yo, you gotta kill him, he's still like, bro, let me at least attempt to help him. It leads to Shigaraki dying, but that is where you saw what it means to be a hero, to sacrifice it all for someone, for that little piece of them that wants to still be saved, to extend that hand to help them. It's something I think we genuinely need to do more in real life. Nobody ever seems willing to help you. They would much rather put you down than ever reach out that hand. I know it's not the full context, but the Joker said it. All it takes is one bad day, and that's really true. Everything is a slow build till that one bad day happens, and eventually everything snaps. So if my hero has taught me anything, it is to reach out that hand to try and help someone, even if they are at the bottom of the bottom. Reach out, help them as best you possibly can. It's gonna take a lot of us to change the world, but if just one extra person can stick out that extra hand, it might stop one less person from feeling alone, from turning into something unimaginably horrible. We see at the end of My Hero, the reason Deku won wasn't because he was the strongest that he ever was. It was because he extended his hand to everybody, from his friends to the people who cheered his name. They all showed up to help him. That was Nino. It shows that to be a hero, you don't have to be alone to achieve your dreams. You need people around you to help you and to support you. Nobody can ever do it alone. All Might thought he could, which leads to All For One never being defeated. It wasn't until Deku came along to finally break that darkness that had a foothold on the world that he was finally beaten, and with that came a true change in society. One of my favorite scenes at the ending of the series is seeing this grandma that finally holds out her hand. As scared as she was, she's still reaching out for him, changing this child's life for the better, just making you wonder what if she changed her mind that day and reached out to Shigaraki. Would things have truly been different? It shows that Deku's impact is already starting, even if it is just one person. There is already ripples going throughout society, and when we cut to multiple years in the future, we see that kid enroll in UA, but also villainy has went down, and that's all thanks to everything Class 1A has done. It's just sometimes I think we can take away things from series. Something I took away from Naruto so long ago was his never giving up mentality. No matter what he went through, he always had the determination to keep pushing. I took that saying and ran with it. I still have that ideal to this day. It means something to me. It's helped me through a lot of things, and it's a saying I won't ever forget. And there's something from My Hero that I will never forget. And that is to reach your hand out, whether it's talking to someone, supporting them, or just letting them know that you are there. It can go a long way, even if it is something so little. This series makes me want to be better, to have that helping hand be extended out, even if I don't know the best way to help. I want to at least extend that hand forward for them to know that I am here, no matter what, no matter where, that I will always be there to help. I might not be perfect at it now, but I want to get better at it, and I will get better at it, but My Hero might not be perfect. It might not go down as one of the best shonens ever, but it's gonna go down in my mind as having an impact on me that I might have not gotten from anywhere else. I have loved this series through its ups and its downs. It's gonna have a very special place in my heart where I'll never forget what it means to me, and how many hands this manga and this anime has helped throughout the world itself. So I want to end this video by saying thank you to My Hero and thank you to Horikoshi for making a story that will impact generations to come. So thank you to My Hero Academia.
された始まりの声さあやっと見つけたここまで来た本当にオールフォアに組みしたのだ体が動いちまうんだよなてしまっておいた勇気の全部で君の生きるその前にいるねも仕掛けも使い果たした後の諦めを許さない呪いあんたはいるのか長い間にきっとた願い事世界をくれた魔法乾かない雨を白昼の夜をずっと連れてきたんだろうそうして出会えた日の体は息をする痛みに血をめくらせるその君を知りたがるように距離合う今俺たちの物語だ全ができる何を取り返したの一人じゃないそうな夢を叶える手を差し伸べ続ける物語一度だけでいい
Are you all right, Colonel?
Yeah, I'm fine. Except, it's a terrible day for rain.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so it is. Why don't we head back?